Control is easy if you do these tricks. That's right, you did read the title correctly. I will be giving you a quick guide on control, how to improve as a general kind of guidance, and just a bit of the like do's and don'ts of the game mode, because I'll be honest with you guys, when playing solo queue, this one does take some getting used to. I'll be honest, it's very, very difficult to understand when to go to A, when to go to B, when to rotate, when to hold, all that stuff. I'm going to be trying my best to give you guys the guidance, and it doesn't go well in the beginning because we got absolutely fried by the opponent, but that's okay because we're going to come back and redeem ourselves. So going through here on the, I think it's very map specific. First of all, let me start with that. Every single map has a main control point that you do not want to lose, and because while we're on this map, let's kind of focus on this one for now. A is that kind of point. You do not want to lose A. You want to make sure A is the one that's last standing, how it is right now. You want to make sure that A is the one remaining because it's the hardest one to get, and if that goes first, then you're just setting yourself up for disaster. We start off here. What I'm going to do is I'm playing with the assault rifle, so I basically want to lock down a side of the map where I think my opponents will be spawning, and it's as simple as that really. Control is very, very spawn oriented. You can actually manipulate spawns quite a lot and get them in a spawn trap. So first of all, the way in terms of positioning, I'm going to look at the minimap. Now, as I get flanked there, I was literally just about to say, I'm noticing that the whole right side is quite open. Now, when that's open, that's normally a disaster because it means somebody can flank, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. We go through here, we get some good centering onto my opponent, and now you're going to see I'm going to try to just back off, and I'm not playing too aggressive here. Normally I play quite aggressive, but in this specific right now, this game mode, I'm literally just sitting back, making sure that my teammates are set up in good positions, and you can see what's happening. You know, I'm sitting back, I'm sitting on these stairs, my teammates get 2 down. Now this is where things can get a bit scary. 2 are down, I'm going to use my grenade on the hill, I'm going to push through to the left, watch over with my teammate, make sure he's alive so he can help me out in this kind of fight. We go through, now that's a massive kill on the hill just before the second tick goes down, and it's all about the kill feed. I think the way I kind of look at it is, look at your kill feed. If it's 3 down for your teammates, back off a bit, make sure you're holding your line, don't let the opponents overrun the site. Where right now, when we get a 3-piece, I think it's very important to play aggressive. We get 1, we snap onto the second, we take him out, the 3rd pushes me and he does get traded, and this is where you can start to suffocate your opponent. So when I say how to make control easy, I think it's about setting yourself up in opportunities where you can just gather the most intel and just make it the easiest possible scenario for yourself. So I noticed to the right side again, I feel like they're pushing the right side quite a lot. Now one way to play is to back off and hold the right, but I was like, you know what, instead of doing that, they're giving us a lot of control on the left. So what I'm going to do is take that control, push through the left, and allow them to have our spawn, but we have more map control. So we have this whole middle building, and they might have our, you know, our B control of the point, but that doesn't really matter as long as we have map control. It's all about map control and control. You can see we're going to go through. I'm going to make sure that I'm sitting in an angle here with 10 seconds left. We're just going to have to make sure they don't get on the hill. I spot an opponent here, so I'm playing in a bit of a cruddy angle. I spot 2. We try to take out 1. We make him weak. We're going to take out the second guy, and now we know the last guy's on the hill. With only 3-5 seconds left, we're going to back off, make sure nobody else can go on the hill, and that's just a really clean defense. You know, we started off struggling in terms of we allowed them to get the B point, but as I mentioned, A is a lot easier to control. So once we gave them B, I feel like it was a bit of a shutout round. We didn't really lose too much map control. And overall, I think a lot of things that people struggle on control, right, is I think it's more about map positioning. I think map positioning, and sometimes you can be in a bit of a blender. So my kind of biggest advice against that is try to rotate backwards if the opponents have control of your map. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but the main kind of focus is that if they're all over your map, instead of just running forward from your spawn, is try to go backwards a bit, rotate, you know, with your team, and just make sure that you guys are set up to clear your base and go forward like one at a time. Like, don't think of it like hardpoint where it's completely mixy, everyone's around the map. Think of it like domination to an extent, where clear your base first, and then once your base is cleared, you can start to progress throughout the map here. So we start off, and this is a really good opportunity here. As I mentioned, A is very, very important. So you're going to see I'm going to start to get A, and I want you to notice how I kind of solo capture this. So I'm going to go through. Really good drops into the second guy. Unfortunately, the grenade comes through and takes me out. So we didn't do a terrible job. You know, we got taken out by a grenade. But the reason why I like that start is because, first of all, we got a bit of time on A. Now, although we didn't get a tick from it, what that did is distract my opponent and allow my teammates to get B. And you can see, as soon as we get B in this case, it allows us to have, first of all, a lot of time on the board. But second of all, because we still got a lot of lives to play with, we essentially have a whole round to take out A. My teammate's doing a really good job on B. And there's a perfect example, if you want to rewind that of what happened on the spawn. I didn't move forward. I actually rotated backwards, because what happens when you move forward right off the spawn is normally they get you in a spawn trap, and that's not what you want. You want to make sure the main goal is to not get in the spawn trap. We're going to go through, pre-aim on the head glitch, single tap fire there, really important, single tap fire. We take out 2. Massive play. Now 2's down. We're going to go through the 3rds out in the open. We take him out. As soon as we take him out, I'm going to jump through and straight away put a trophy down. It's literally routine at this point. Put a trophy down and watch over my teammate. I noticed somebody on the top there, so we're going to watch over him, chuck a stun. I'm actually going to, you know what, I want a bit of an angle here, so I'm going to go on the stairs, go through, make sure we have a better angle. We take out the 3rd, get back on the hill, stack the point. And honestly, if you guys want to get better on offense, I highly recommend rewinding the last 30 seconds, because in my opinion, that was the perfect way to play offense. We teamed up. We didn't push for the hill straight away. My teammates got 1. I got a massive 3-piece, and what that did is allowed us to have the map control. As soon as you get the kills, it's all about the wave of kills. When you're playing control, focus on the wave of kills. As soon as we got 4 down, okay, in my opinion, the round was over, because we could set up on the point. As soon as I got 4 down, boom, trophy on the point, because I knew once they spawn, they're going to be spamming their grenades in panic, and I kind of predicted that. So we're going to go through. We took out another one, and I mean, it was just really easy after that, because they had no map control. We had all the advantages, and they kind of just walked into our aim. Going to go through. Good kill on the first guy. We're on a bloodthirsty now, so we're going to play a bit more heavy for the cruise missile, because I think the cruise missile is very impactful on this map on the A point. Obviously, if they got trophy systems, you know, it's irrelevant, but let's assume there's no trophy systems. It's very impactful. Going to go through here on the B point. Now, there's only one place they can come, and that's in the next 5 seconds on the right-hand side. The reason, yeah, they literally where they came from. The reason why that was the only kind of blind spot was because if they ran through the top catwalk, I would have seen them. So the only way they could have gone through is if he already crossed, which unfortunately was the case there. So that was quite unlucky. I don't really think that was terrible for me. I think it was just one of those plays where, you know, you can't watch every single angle, which is okay. 3 down, and now this is what I want to talk about. Look at the minimap. Okay, 4 down. Straight away I noticed, okay, they're not going to come through B. My teammates are pushed out, so I'm going to back off. I'm going to go towards A here, and I don't think this is great position for me, because I was a bit, you know, I took a bit too long, but I think I knew exactly where they were going to come from. Ideally, if I read the situation 5 seconds earlier, I would have been a bit more positioned to take them out, but you could see the read was right there. You know, my prediction was correct. They weren't going to spawn at B because my teammates were there, so I rotated towards A, and that play right there is something I don't see a lot of players do. I see a lot of players in that situation stay at B, pre-aim their teammates essentially where they're watching, and then, you know, the opponents will get A, and then you'll start to rotate. So I think in control, it's all about just being ahead of the opponents, thinking where would they go, where would I go in that situation, if I spawn there, where would I realistically go, as we go through a massive 3-piece showing the use of the pistol. That grenade was not on purpose. I was actually trying to chuck a trophy system, because I assumed that the opponents were going to spam some grenades there, but yeah, I kind of accidentally pressed my nades there, but it's okay. It worked out for the best, because we had a trophy system in our spawn. Now the A point is almost done. In this situation, yeah, I was going to say they're probably going to go towards B here, so it's all about having the balance, because we don't want to give them A, but at the same time, if we give them B here, they're probably going to win the round just because of how, you know, how much of A is done. I mean, saying that, we've got a lot of live advantage. At this point, I would probably just recommend playing for kills. That's another thing I think people struggle for, when to play for kills, when to play for the points. In my opinion, you don't really play for kills unless the opportunity presents itself. Like, I wouldn't go into the game thinking I'm going to get more kills and outslay them in terms of the round win, like we're going to win by kills. I think it's when, you know, there's 45 seconds left on the clock, they've got 7-8 lives. You're like, you know what, in that situation, we can go for kills, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Right now, 16v4, we're probably going to just go for kills. The time's almost up anyway, so it doesn't really matter, and just like that, we win the game. Honestly, a pretty easy game, to be honest with you. I feel like we did our job really well. Hope you guys did learn a few new things. Again, it was a bit of a sweeper 3-0, so it might be a bit difficult to learn too much, but I think there's some useful information in there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. And guys, I'm mixing up the channel slightly. I'm going to be adding more variety, because I've just been grinding rank play for so long. I'm going to get some more variety, so stay tuned, and I appreciate your support as always. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.